we didn't pull up Rate My Professor yesterday, meaning Monday. So I pulled up Rate My Professor, and we were going over some instructors. So if any of y'all have an instructor y'all want to pull up, we'll pull them up. Anybody want to check out? Because today is the last day to drop. So if you see an instructor you don't want, or you got one that's less than 2, you need to get the hell out, because it's going to be a bad semester if you don't. So anybody got an instructor they want to pull up? There we go. There's the Southern Baptist. So we got how many now? Let's see, 10 and 5, that's 15. So we only got one person that's out, and there's that person right there, because that's the only person that's either not in the class or not in the. So hopefully, I don't understand why it's not showing. Okay. We got 11, got 10 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm just talking. Y'all just excuse me. Oh, shoot. What did I hit? I hit something. Show device settings. I don't know what I hit, but can y'all still hear me? Just type in yes or raise your hand if you can still hear me. Okay. All right. I don't know what I hit. I hit something and all y'all's pictures went away. So I don't know what I hit, and I don't know. I'm looking. Just give me a second. Well, I must have hit show background effects. No, that's not it. I didn't know I could turn y'all's pictures off. Show device settings. No. I hit one of these buttons. Turn on incoming video. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Wow. Okay, Miss Strickland, even though I love cats and you got a pretty cat, you're not going to get bonus points for showing your cat. I'm just kidding.
Put it away.
I got an orange cat like that. I got an orange tabby like that. But she will not let.
Early in the morning, so.
Yeah, she will not let me do that. That must be a he. Is that a he?
Yeah,
or?
it's a he.
Yeah. Mine.
Samson.
Yeah, mine will come up to me when she wants petted. That's why I love cats. And she'll lay in my lap and I'll pet her. And then after she gets tired of me petting her, she'll take off. And that's why I love cats, because they ain't stupid and run around and lick on you like dogs. All right, so nobody wants to pull up a teacher? Nobody?
Find the worst teacher in Tri-County.
I don't know who that would be. I really don't. Nobody's got a preference, or nobody's got a teacher they want to pull up. Okay. Well, I tried. I do know that there's a 1.2. I know that I don't know her name. So, but I know there's a couple on there with 1.2. I don't know why this thing's acting up, but anyway. All right, so today we're going to go over going to MyLabs Plus. Now, I realize that some of y'all invented MyLabs Plus, but we're going to go over it for those that have not gone to MyLabs Plus. So the first thing you do, and let me go ahead and tell you, they want you to go through Blackboard. Okay? They want you to go through Blackboard for don't ask me why. I guess to justify Blackboard's existence. And I'll show you how you can go around Blackboard after that, okay? So you click on Blackboard and you hit OK and you log in and it may ask you for your login and password, but it automatically knows mine. You go to courses and you type in whichever one this is. This is Math 12024. And you go over to the side, and let me show you, there should be Hubert's class, and it should have my, I don't know why my syllabus ain't on there. I got to check that out. It's supposed to have my syllabus on there. But up here, somewhere, y'all see My Labs Plus anywhere? I don't see it. There it is, right there. Click on My Labs Plus. Click on My Labs Plus again. I can't see your screen. Where's Miss Hicks? Hold on a second. Miss Hicks, you cannot see my screen.
Right. I cannot see what you're doing.
Okay, let me send it. Let me send it again.
Can't see.
I'm sorry, say again.
I also can't see it.
Okay, I'm sending it again. Tell me if you can see it. It should be a blue screen.
Okay.
Now say Tri-County, and it should
Yeah, I
be
can see it
black.
now.
Y'all see it now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Hicks, for speaking up. That's what you have to do.
You're
You have to
welcome.
speak up. Okay. I'm sorry, what? Go to TCTC, right there. Log into Blackboard. You see it? Okay, it should be under Student, or go under Get Connected. It should be under one of those. Can somebody tell me where? I don't know what the student page looks like. Where is Blackboard on your TCTC? Somebody tell me.
Up under the Learn tab.
Up under the Learn tab, right here. You see it?
Yeah, I did not.
Okay. All right. I thought it was on your, I thought it was over here. I'm sorry. I don't see your student tabs very much. Okay. And once you get there, type in your username and password. Now, let me tell you this. Sometimes, I don't know why, you have to use your T number for your password with a capital T, no spaces. If you've changed your password and it doesn't work, then try your T number. Then that's all I can tell you. Now, if that doesn't work, then you're going to have to call the help desk. Okay? And that's 1-864-646-1779. Okay? Once you hit My Labs Plus, it should send you to the course, or it's going to ask you for your username and password. And it should say it at the top, or it'll be an icon that says 12024. And when you click on that icon, it should send you to this. There's your handouts, there's your syllabus, there's your, everything's right here that's in your files and your email. Go to homework. There's the homework page. Quizzes and tests. None there because we haven't had it yet. And then one of the most important is Gradebook. That's your grade. Overall grade is in that circle right there. Go down to chapter contents and e-text, and that's how you pull out your book. So let's go ahead and start with the book. And through either one of these, you can pull up your book. I'm just going to go straight to e-text. And e-text. And let's say you want to do 1.1. So you go to chapter 1, section 1, if it ever comes up. Go over here to context, or right here, the menu over here, top left. And got it, whatever. Go down to chapter 1, 1.1, And then up here, the 3 dots, you should be able to print. Now, I don't know if it'll ask you to print page 3 through 10. I don't know. I think you just print per page. Okay, so that's how you actually, and most of the pages are less than 10 pages. So if you wanted to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I think that's probably the end of, okay. So that first, you'd be 11 pages you should print out. And that's how you print out your textbook. Now, we're not going over every section. How do you know? You go over the outline. The outline tells you what we're going to go over. Okay? So you take your outline, you sit beside the printer, and you print out the outline sections that we cover. That's how you can keep from getting a book. And the good thing about this is you can put 3 hole punches in it, put it in a notebook, and have that notebook for Unit 1. And you can have a notebook for Unit 2. And you can have a notebook for Unit 3 and a notebook for Unit 4. Comprende? Okay, well, I'm going to show you how to circumvent Blackboard because Blackboard screws everything up. So I'm going to type in, don't type this in. You want to type this in. So I'll send y'all this on your handy dandy file page, copy. Hold on a second, guys, ladies, gentlemen, girls. Let's go to, gonna go here and I'm gonna send y'all this. I guess I could send it files. No, I'll send it as an attachment. And let me know if y'all get this at home, okay? Here it comes. Did y'all get it? Somebody tell me at home if you got it or not. It's a link, says Pearson.
I got it.
Good. And ain't this great? I love this. Okay, let me go back to the Teams. Okay, so click on that. Have you tried that now? Who said they couldn't get in? Okay, try that and type in, and remember, you don't need to use your tctc.edu. You just need to use, like mine is H. McClure. You don't have to use at tctc.edu, I don't think. And keep trying variations of your username and password and T number, and hopefully you can get in. If not, see me after class and we'll work on it or whatever. Okay, so that's the back door. I would highly suggest that you use the back door after you go through Blackboard. Sometimes I have to go through, and like I say, I could have 3 people sitting on the front row here, and 2 people get in and 1 person won't. I don't know why. I really don't. So we just have to play with it until we get you in. And then if we can't get you in, then that's when we start writing emails. Okay, so that's the back door. So let me go back to where I was. And that's how you print out the book. So now you can print out the book, put it in notebooks, bring that to class, or you can buy a new book, you can buy an old book, you can steal a book, you can, use a book from 1952. I don't care. I don't care because everybody's got the ability to print out the book, so it doesn't matter. Okay, questions so far? So that's how you print out the book. You can do that through chapter contents also. Chapter contents, chapter 1, section 1, and then e-text. So through chapter contents, or through e-text. You can print out the book. Questions on that? Okay. Now, what about Gradebook? Well, I'm sorry I have to do this, but I have to explain what Gradebook does. It keeps up with your what? Grade. I'll have 2 or 3 students at the end of the semester text me or email me or message me and say, how do I find my grade? Of course, I don't reply because I've already covered this. After today, this is where you keep up with your grade. If you have a question, you show calculation. Now, I haven't set, I'll go through and do that right now. So that way I won't forget about it. Gradebook. Change weights. This is a bonus question. Homework is 20%. And number lock, please. Oh, damn Russians. There we go. When something don't go your way, what do? Blame the Russians. 10. Test is 60%. Yeah, 60%. Now, I do, or 70%. I don't give you a quiz every week or anything like that. What is that? Well, other, there we go, 10% on other. I told y'all about a project that we have to do that I don't care anything about, but we have to do it. And that's where it goes in right there. Okay, the 10%. I'll let you know more about that stupid project whenever I get a chance to pull up the stuff for it. Okay, so there it is. So 20% is homework, 80% is test. Your exam is considered a test. I'm sorry, 70%. 70% is test, and then 10% is that project that we got to do, that we have to do, even though I don't want to. Okay, now that I've set that, I'm going to go back to your Gradebook. It's down here. And now when you hit show calculation, it's going to show homework. How many points out of the 20 points do you have? And it'll put it right here. How many points out of the, how many points? It'll be right here. And then the project, these points will be here. You add all 3 of those up, and that's your point. So that tells you if you need to bring up your score the last week of class, you need to go back and do some homework, or you need to go back and try to get a better grade on Unit 2 test, or you need to go back and try to get a better grade on the Unit 4 test. Okay? This right here is so you don't have to email me and say, I don't understand why I got a B. Because I'm not going to reply, for one thing. And the second thing, now, if you send me an email and it says, let's say, Miss Hicks, I'm going to pick on you. Miss Hicks sends me an email and says, Hubert, I looked at the calculation and I don't understand why my homework is so low. Now, if she sends me a question like that, I will call her, we'll meet on Teams, and I'll go through and look at it. But just sending me a generic email that says, I don't understand my grade. Well, go back and look at it. And when you look at it and you still don't understand it, you write me an email that's contextual that says, we need to look at this part of my grade. Okay? I'm not into the bro, deadhead disorder. You got to write me an email that says we need to look at this, this, and this. Don't send me an email, my grade's not right. Well, figure it out and send me another email like you got some sense. Okay? That's how you do it. Hide calculation. That shows you the circle. That's your final grade. And I do round up really well. I set the grades. I haven't set them yet in here, but I do set them like 89.46 and above is a B or an A. So I do give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll get to tests and homework. You got a question? Okay. We'll go to when we get to test, I'll show you how I do that also. All right. So that's the grade book. So right now, there's 2 buttons that you should highlight. The e-text/chapter contents and gradebook. These 2 give you the same thing. So, then what's next? Quizzes and tests. If I were to give you a quiz, let's say that somebody in this class makes me mad and I decide to punish y'all and start giving y'all quizzes every week. And that's where they would be. Test. There's only 4 unit tests and an exam. Let's go ahead and load a test so y'all can look at it. Y'all saying, golly, he's going to show us a test? Now, y'all really think that I'm that stupid? I'm going to show y'all my test. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show y'all my test. And I'm going to give y'all that same exact test. No, that's not right. I'm going to show you a test, and it might look like that, but it might not. I'm going to have to bring in a test, I think. Let's see, import. Next. Next. When was last semester? Summer 20? Yeah. I might as well pull in all of them. Yep. Save me work later. There we go. Now go to assignment manager and test. I'm still not used to this board being on the left-hand side, so I'll have to. There we go. Test. And we're going to go ahead and open this one for an hour. Now, please don't go hammy on me. Somebody will email me this afternoon and say, did you assign a test today? Y'all need to chill. Somebody's going to email me today. You wait. Somebody's going to email me. Settings for class. Let's see. Somebody, is it 8:32? So we're going to set this today. Somebody tell me what today is. What month are we in? August? Today's August what? 18th? 19th at 8 o'clock to August 19th. Class ends at what? 8:55? What time's class end? Okay, so I'm going to put 8:55 so y'all don't freak out. Somebody's still going to email me. Anybody want to bet a biscuit on it or a donut? Let's see, 8:55. I saw where you assigned a test today and I missed it. Do I get a 0? This is for example. Now notice, how many attempts do I give y'all?
3.
3. Sometimes I give 5. That's usually algebra classes. And the reason I do that is because y'all have dogs that eat computers and you got, lightning bolts hitting your house and 4 flat tires and whatever y'all come up with. So that's why I give y'all three chances. Now, I do block your access. Y'all see my cursor? If my cursor goes outside of this test, it will block your access from everything. And it will send me a message that says student has went out of the test area. Why would you go out of the test area? Because you're cheating. So don't do that. So what I mean, well, I go up here and I click on one of these tabs up here. If I click on one of these tabs up here, I've left the test. and the test will cease, homework will cease, and you won't be able, and you'll be forced to send me an email, and you can tell me that lightning struck your house, and you can tell me, but the computer will tell me that you went outside of the test. So if you want to lie to me on top of it, what you ought to say is just say, Hubert, can you give me access to my test and homework? That's all you need to say, because I already know what you've done. Okay? Let's not make it worse by lying and saying, oh, my dog pulled the extension cord out of the wall and my computer went down, and because it gives me a different message when there's an electricity problem. And it gives me a different message when there is an internet problem. It's a 50-minute test. Look how much time I give you. Why do I give you an hour and a half for a 50-minute test? So y'all won't say, what? I didn't have enough time. Y'all see a pattern? I take care of all your what? Excuses. All right, so save and assign. Now we go back and let's look at the test. Here's the test. And it'll show up. There it is. You can click on it. You can't click on these. Click on this one. It tells you the due date. It tells you how many minutes you got. It tells you how many attempts you have. Click on it, and it'll ask you, are you ready to take the test? Are the kids put to bed? Do you have 2 glasses of wine? Is the house quiet? Is there a thunderstorm outside? You know, that's what this is saying. Are you sure you want to start this test? Start test. And I'm not going to do any math. I'm just going to show you the format of the test. Okay, there's a definition question. That's out of chapter 1 and chapter 2. Determine whether this is qualitative or quantitative. This is chapter 1 or 2 material. And I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to show you some things. Oh my gosh, look at there. There's a bonus question. If a student does not complete a homework assignment or test, what grade will be recorded for that assignment? Can somebody answer that question for me? 0, zilch, nada. Where does this question come from? Well, at the end of the semester, I have these deadheads. And they're not stupid. They're just trying to get over on the teacher. And they'll say, oh, I didn't know I got a 0 for a missing grade. And that's crap. I'm not even gonna, you're insulting my intelligence by telling me that. So I put it on the test, so that way you won't say at the end of the semester that you didn't know. These are the bonus questions. The bonus questions that I give you that are not on the handouts and syllabus, they come from students that say, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, they knew that. They're just trying to get over. We had one girl, she was forced. She had to go on a 2-week cruise. She had to. And we had a test during that time. And she didn't tell me she was going on a cruise. She didn't tell me before or after. And that was the Unit 3 test. And she got a 0. And it dropped her grade. And I didn't hear anything from her. And then 1 week after grade turned in, you know what she has the gall to say to me? I didn't know that I got a 0 for that test. Of course, my department head laughed because she knows how I do things. And she basically says, you made a 0 on Hubert's test? You missed Hubert's test? Really? So anyway, there's a math question. What should you do if something happens? That's that question right here. What should you do if something happens and you are out of class for a while, like a funeral, a high school event, like going somewhere with the high school back when you could do things like that? You can't do that now. A wreck? Just ask yourself this: what do you do for your work if something happens? Blame it on the Russians. Yeah, that's a good answer. I like that. But you actually communicate with your employer. Well, I am your employer in this classroom. Okay? Next. There's the number one question that's most missed out of the bonus question. And guess what people put? 30, 30, 30. What's wrong with that mentality? Doesn't equal 100 people. And these people have driver's licenses. There's another test question, another math question. When is the last day of the class? Well, I'm going to change that, but it's not my teacher sucks. It's not Judgment Day. Oh, this is priceless. I'm offended. I said, ma'am, what are you offended about? Well, you're making fun of the Bible. Now, I'm a born-again Christian. I was raised in Southern Baptist. Okay? Judgment Day is the name of an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Yeah. And then there's a September 11th. I had one student tell me that they were offended because their mother's aunt's brother's cousin's sister-in-law husband was in one of the buildings. And I said, well, what do you think about me putting December 7th, 1941? And you know what she said when I said that? What's that? So I put September 11th because I don't want anybody to ever forget September the 11th. I'm not trying to be funny. But anyway, that's the answer. People need to lighten up. There's the week of finals, weaned on a pickle. There's December 7th, 1941. She actually said, what's that? She's going to complain about 9/11, but she don't even know what the day that will go down in infamy was. And if you don't know that, please don't raise your hand and say it, because then you're going to put a sign on your head that says, I don't know when World War II started. Anyway, there it is right there. If you miss a question on the test and you believe it is correct. Now, this is a question that comes up after the first test. Okay, so I put it on the test. If you want to challenge a question on your test, what do? I like C. Send several emails to Hubert with the last one saying, hello. No, that's not what you do. Some of you actually do this. I actually had a student throw a temper tantrum in the classroom. Okay? How about B? I kind of like B myself. It's kind of like the most sensible thing to do. And that way I can go over it with you on the computer and you can see what I do and all that good stuff. Okay? And I am pretty lenient unless the directions specify. Like if the directions say put in fraction form and you say 0.5, you're not following simple directions. And that's one of the problems with our society today. We don't want to follow directions very well. We want to, do whatever we want, and that's not the way things go. Okay? Determine whether the qualitative, that's the math question. If you look at your overall grade one day, and it has decreased from several days ago, what has happened? A is a good answer. Hubert and Russia have conspired against you. How about a 0 has been placed and missing? We actually had a student, and this was like last semester. He actually called me up and said, I don't understand my grade. And this is no joke. He did all the unit tests. Are you listening to me? He did all the unit tests and had an A average. Everybody with me? He didn't do one page of homework. So what happened? His A went to a what? A C. Because 20 points. 20%. And I sent him a couple of these questions that were on the test, this one right here. And I said, check your calculation. I automatically carbon copied my department head this email because I knew what was going to happen. He was going to go to her. Well, he didn't because he saw that I put her in the email. It was the email, wasn't a call, I'm sorry. People, if you don't do the work, what happens? Let me ask you a question. Who's got a job? Okay. Where do you work, Southern Baptist? Where do you work? In med. Let's say that, what floor do you work on? Or do you work in an office or what? 6th floor. Let's say your department head or your floor director or whatever tells you to do this, this, and this before you leave. What happens if you don't do it? You get in trouble. Okay, if you don't follow directions, there is a penalty. But for some reason, we don't understand that today. All right, next. It's bunching up these bonus questions. I don't know why it does that. Does Hubert replace your lowest grade with your final exam grade? Have I told y'all that? No. Is it in your syllabus? No. I give you 3 attempts on each test. I give you 10 to 12 bonus questions on each test. I give you a week to take each test. Don't y'all think that's a little bit of extra points? No way, no how. Math question. In your grade book, to find your final grade after you have completed all assignments, which should you choose? Overall grade. Do you know they changed that on MyLabs Plus? Now it defaults to your overall grade because they got tired of people emailing them saying, how do I find my final grade? All you got to do is hit, there was a button called overall grade. It was right there. It was orange. And they wouldn't hit it. So overall grade. That's an old question. I should take it off. There's a math question. Although covered in the handouts, what is the best way to communicate with Hubert? Well, now it's through Teams, but cell phone is the best way. Back then, that was 2 or 3 years ago before I started using Skype for Business and Teams. So now I need to change that, but I will one day in the future. Okay? Why does Hubert not entertain extra points at the end of the semester? I give you 4 tests, and each test has this on it. And I will get 2 or 3 emails at the end of the semester asking for points. Do I reply? No. Because I've already told you I don't give points at the end of the semester. There's a math question. If Hubert takes several forms of it, if you take several forms of a unit test in Hubert's class, how do I count it? I take the what? I take the highest grade. So if you take 5 tests, if unit 1 test, if I give you 5 attempts, I'm going to take the higher out of the 5. What is Hubert's email address and cell number? People miss this. I don't know how you miss it. Somebody please explain to me how you miss this question. I have people miss this question. When does the homework terminate? Toward the end of the semester, toward the end of the unit. That's why you have an outline. Please don't ask me what the due dates are when we're starting on 1.1 and we got 3 chapters to go through. Math question, math question. You should put 2 math questions. If you have incomplete assignment, what goes in that place? Or 0, what does it do to your grade? It decreases. I have to put 2 of those in there. And which branch of the military did I serve in? It's the only one with United States in front of it. And there's a math question. And I still got an hour and 16 minutes to do the test. Now that's what the test looks like. Everybody with me? Now this is a version of the test. Now you take this test again, is it going to be identical? No. It's going to be different. Different order, different numbers, different questions. Question on the test. And that leaves us with the last thing to go over, and that's the homework. I got 5 minutes. The homework, I'm just going to click on a question and show you what you need to know. When you go over the homework, this is the button I want you to focus on. Help me solve this shows you how to do it. It asks you 15 questions while you're doing it, and that's called a guided tutorial. View an example shows you how to do it without the questions. Video shows you a video. Textbook shows you where it is in the textbook. And here's, if you want to print out the whole assignment or the question, there's print. But there's right here is what I want you to see. This is what I base my class on. So if y'all are working on 1.1 and 1.2, and you can't do it, and you tried those other things, you send me that question. Please do this in class. Now I did that do in, I mistyped on purpose because I want you to see how quick this sends. Of course, it won't do it when I say it's going to send it quick. Send. And then the next day, I come in class. I don't think go away. There we go. I come in class and I pull up, really, Tri-County Tech, still in 2000. People use email all the time in class, but Tri-County logs you out every 15 seconds. And go to Math 120. Look there. There's the question I just sent, and now I can hit that link and take you. There's the typo. I just sent that question. It came right to my email. Now, anybody that's had me before, or you can talk to anybody that's had me before, the next time we meet, I go through and pull out all your questions, and we do those questions first. Now, the squeaky door gets what?
Degrees.
So if you don't send me questions on 1.1, what am I going to assume? And I'm going to go on to 1.2. So the Ask My Instructor gauges the speed of the class. Does everybody understand that at home? You send me a bunch of questions, we're going to go over them. Now, I'm not going to go over, if you send me all number 15, I'm just going to do a couple of them because I'm not going to do 14 number 15s. I'm not going to do the same exact question. But if you send me 3 questions on 1.1, 3 questions on 1.2, I'm going to go over those questions. Now, I'm not going to go over those 1.1 and 1.2 questions if we're in chapter 3. So you got to stay on the homework. Everybody with me? All right. So does anybody have a question? I didn't cover what I wanted to today, so that means we might roll into Friday with some more questions because y'all will have questions on other stuff in MyLab Plus. But does anybody have any questions so far? Because some of y'all are starting to fidget and go into convulsions. Even though I've got 2 minutes, y'all are already doing y'all's thing with your book bags. Okay? So I think I got 2 minutes left. Any questions? So what I'll do is I'll cut off the handy dandy. Wait a minute. Let's see if, is anybody at Teams got a question? Okay, I'm going to cut off the presentation and the recording. Stop recording. Oh, I need to show y'all that.